Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video of Marvel Contest of Champions. Today we will be running 6.2.6 Science Gate, and this is going to be the last part in 6.2 series, as a lot of you subscribers and viewers are asking for 6.3 and 6.4 completion, so we will start doing those videos now. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below, like the video, share it, all of that really helps out a lot. I am also working with Joanna to make a guide for Act 6 completion runs, the first run, so I'll be putting that out soon as well and announcing it on the channel. So stay tuned guys. So starting off with the first fight, it's going to be a Spiderman Stark enhanced. Now again, he is a simple fight for 6.26. All the fights are pretty simple with very basic nodes on them because the real fight is against the champion who comes in at the end. So with Spider-Man Stark Enhance, you need to be a bit careful. He can be a bit slippery, and if he catches you by a combo, he will probably take down half of your health. Now this is going to be a science rarity gate, so you will have to bring 4 size champions. A lot of them can deal with him very easily. For example, a Quake can deal with him, a Red Guardian or Captain America, even a Wasp can deal with him easy. So it's a pretty simple regulation fight, and that's about it. Just don't get hit and it will be all okay. Next fight is against an Hyperion. Again, pretty simple regulation fight. If you bring a champion with the power lock or a stagger effect, you can easily take him down. I am bringing Doom because I'm gonna use him against the champion fight in the end, so I'm just gonna use him here to shut down Hyperion. Again, if you're not familiar with how to use Doom, there's a really good video by Doc Lessons. Have a look. It explains how to use Doom, and he's an amazing champion, as you will see with the champion fight ahead as well. Next fight is against an Iceman, and I'm going to use Human Torch and activate his pre-fight ability for Nova Flames, as they cannot be purged or no champion is immune to them. And also Human Torch is immune to Cold Snap from Iceman, so he's like the perfect counter for this fight. So all I'm gonna do is I'm going to go the Corvus combo. I'm gonna go medium, light, medium, try to keep my temperature up and just spam my L1. I might get hit with an L1 here and there, but that's the only fight I'm gonna need Human Torch for. If you have Torch on a higher level, you can use him for the upcoming fights as well. I just have better counters for them, so I'll be using Human Torch for this fight only. One thing about Iceman to be wary about is don't get clipped by his L1, because his L1 gives a lot of damage, and as well when those frostbite charges expire, they also explode, giving you quite a lot of damage. So a good option will be either to bring somebody who's immune to Cold Snap, or somebody who has power lock or would not allow him to take power, or somebody with a really high block proficiency. So a Red Guardian would work, and Captain America Infinity War can work, so you can just straight up block the L1 and not take the damage. Blade is up next with defensive node on him, so he will be defending more, he will be staying back and blocking and healing in the process. Now, usually this would be an annoying fight because he has class advantage, and when he has a lot of power, he can shrug off debuffs very quickly. But luckily, we have Captain America Infinity War, so it's a easy fight. You just parry into heavy, build to an L2, get your connected charges up, and you can just throw an L2 and he dies really quickly. Pretty regulation fight. The path up till here is really straightforward. Nothing much to worry about, but after this we'll be starting on the science part. The actual science defenders are going to be there, so I'll catch you there, guys. So as soon as you enter the Science Rarity gate, the first defender is going to be, it's a Mordo, and he's gonna have improved power gain, and also he's going to be a heavy hitter, which means he will be unstoppable while he uses his heavy attack. Now this can be really annoying, as you know you cannot just parry and hit Mordo because he will do an astral evade and give you damage and will retaliate, and then if you wait for his heavy attack, that will be unstoppable. So the way to come over this is to use a champion who can apply weakness or who can apply slow. So you can use a She-Hulk, I hope I'm right there, or you can also use a Wasp like I am using and just parry, and then you can hit as well. I am opting to use with parry and heavy attack, so try to use somebody like that. You could also use Human Torch, because I'm not sure, at high temperatures your opponents cannot evade you, so I think he would work as well. Also, you always have a Void. You can just put on the debuffs and you can kill him as well. It's just your pick who you want to use as a champion, but this is a slightly tricky fight because you have to look after his unstoppable during heavy and also his astral evade and balance it out. Next up is going to be a Mephisto with Soul Seeker and Fire of Hades. It's after 30 or 40 seconds he gets he gets flames around him that give him power and everything. So what I like to do is I like to use Quake against him. So I will wait for the first L1 for him to trade out, and then I will go back to Quake style. I will just go into heavy and parry him. You can also heavy and evade. It's your choice. So yeah, you can use a Void as well, as Void is also a perfect counter for this fight. He's incinerate immune. You can also use Human Torch. She is also incinerate immune. So there are plenty of options that you can use against Mephisto. With Void and HD, both of them can heal block as well. So it's entirely your choice who you're going to use. It's relatively an easier fight in this battle. And then we have a really annoying Juggernaut because he keeps going unstoppable, and if you try to block him in between, he will stagger affect you. But luckily we have Captain America Infinity War, so he has a lot of block proficiency. You can do the same using Red Guardian as well, and you can use the same for doing Quake as well. If you have a She-Hulk, she will work amazing as well in this fight. After a slow debuff, the unstoppable will mean nothing. So there's a lot of options you can go on with this fight. I just like using Captain America Infinity War because it's just fun to drop your L2 and give huge damage. And apart from that, there is nothing that is too crazy about this fight. These are just warm-up fights before you go to the main event against the champion. Again guys, if you haven't checked out my channel, make sure to check it out and subscribe to the channel. I have guides for X5 and X6.1 and I'm completing 6.2 today. And tomorrow onwards I'll start working on 6.3 and then on to 6.4. I hope you guys really enjoy it. If you do, make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what things you want to see in future so I can work on them as well. The final fight on this path is going to be against a Diablo who is going to have Toxic Rage. That is the only thing you want to care about because he might go unstoppable after he brews some concoctions. So what I try to do is to push him to L2 and just keep hitting into him. I'm just gonna use Wasp. You can use any champion. Quake does really well against him because she does not give him any power and does not give him a chance to use any of this brews and go unstoppable at all. So again, just simply you can bring him down easily. Again guys, I really mean these are like simple fights, you can easily do them because actually there are no global nodes in 6.2. It's all about the champion fight and the nodes that he gets from different paths. So yeah, apart from that, all the basic fights in the paths are really simple ones, so they are very easy to take down. And then back onto the main path, there's going to be a fight against a Void. Now, Void is going to be a bit tricky here because he goes unblockable after 25% health is remaining. So what I try to do is evade and parry and try to get him down. The whole idea is to have the concussions up when he's down to 25% health so we can skip the node of unblockable finale. If not, you can always just charge heavy and parry, charge heavy and parry, and that would work as well. I just like using evade and dexterity together to learn and how to master it. Thanks to Monash for his amazing tutorials and everything. But yeah, that's about it. That's the whole fight. You can use a different champion as well. It's up to you. You can use the Captain America Infinity War and any other size champion because you'll be forced to bring 4 size champions to clear this path as a science rarity gate. One thing I would suggest is to make sure that you have one boss killer on your team. It can be a She-Hulk, that would be amazing because then you have an flexibility to bring another champ. But if not, then one champ is for boss killer and the other 4 can be your path clearers. And then we have Gladiator Hulk, who has Mighty Charge too. So what that means that you cannot try and intercept him, and whenever he tries to charge at you, he's gonna be unstoppable. So if you intercept him, he will be always able to intercept you and give you a lot of damage. So all you need to do is either to be very close to him, so he uses a light attack that you can parry. You won't be able to parry the medium attacks because of the node. And the other thing is either you will wait for him to come to you in your block, and then after he uses his heavy attack, you can go back and attack into him. Those are the only two ways to give him damage, so just be wary about that, just be careful, and that's about it. Just bait his heavy and then use yours, and he will go down really easily. The final fight before the boss is going to be a Corvus. Again, he's really buffed up and he has a tank buster node, so if you get hit by him, you will really die very quickly. So just be careful about that, don't get hit, and just try to parry him for days and just hit him with his L1. Don't try to retaliate if you are too far behind after his L1. If you create too much distance between you and him, chances are when you go back into him after dodging his L1, he will be able to intercept you. So to avoid that, you can just evade his L1 and stay there and let him come to you. That's much more safer option, but at this point you have a lot of champions up, so it's okay if you lose one champion or not. So the final fight is against the champion. You've noticed that I have gone into the fights and taken out all of my other champions one by one, because Doom has his ability that whenever a teammate of his dies, he gets 10% extra damage. So I've taken out all the unnecessary champions so I can get some extra damage, and then I'm just starting the fight. Now when you start the fight against the champion, you can parry him, and in my case I'm using Doom. Even if you are using a She-Hulk, or even if you are using any other champions mentioned on the left, it's the same concept. You can parry, go for a 5-hit combo and try to bring him down. The first 100 to 70% is the pre-show, so it's just the fight is getting warmed up, and he is very trigger happy with his L1. So you can just bring him down to 70%, and by that time the next phase is opening bout, in which his light attacks are unblockable and he gets really aggressive. So you can still parry him, and you can still use parry and 5-hit combos to bring him down to 40%. That's where the real fun starts. In our case, we're using Doom, and Doom is a great counter for this guy because he will put stagger effects and remove all of his charges, and he won't be able to go unstoppable, and that gives you a lot of leverage against him. So what I'm trying to do here, again, I just used my L3, build up my Fury, and then went into another L3, and now with 2 Furies I'm gonna fire off the L2 so I can give him massive damage and bring him into 40 to 10% range. That is going to be the third phase on this fight, that is called the main event. Now in that, you will notice I won't be trying to parry him because all of his medium attacks are going to be unblockable. So if he walks into me, charges into me, he's gonna hit me really hard. So I'm just gonna keep my distance, and because he's very aggressive, he will be very easy to intercept just right there. So make sure you get those intercepts on and push him to L1, and then as soon as he uses his L1, try to create a safe distance. So as soon as he finishes L1, you can just slap him and put a stagger on him. You can do the same if you're using a She-Hulk or any of the slow champions. You can wait for his L1 to finish, and then you can do a heavy hit to apply a slow, so you can keep the fight going. So now from here, it's all about bringing him down to the last phase of the fight, that is called the dark match. That is the last 10% of the fight. Now when he goes there, he gets 3 indestructible charges. There used to be 5, but after the nerf there are only 3. So all you need to do is to push him to a special attack, and when he uses a special attack, you need to dex during the special attack. So what I like to do, I will let him come to me, and for his headbutt, I will just try to dex it out and get that prowess charge. So every time you do that, you get prowess charges. You need 3 of them, and then you can use your special attacks to kill him off. As you will see, I have 1, and I will get the other 2 as well. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video and you found it helpful. If you did, guys, make sure to like, share and subscribe to the video. Comment down below. All of that really helps me out a lot. Check out my channel for some other videos on Act 6 and 6.1 and 6.2, and also Act 5 difficult paths. Apart from that, guys, you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.